Alright guys, so basically, like I said, I drove this thing a couple of times, kind of punched it pretty hard, and I hit the brake. Last time I did it, I hit the brake a little harder than normal, and I heard a little clunk in the back. So what that clunk was pretty much what I thought was, just the brake pad has come off, or the brake shoes in this case had come off. Now what I noticed was I even cleaned out everything, and I checked both sides. This side was the one that was loose, so I took all the springs out, all the pieces are out, and cleaned everything up, and I went to put it back on, and I did completely put it back on. And while it was on the jack stands, I turned on the car and I started running the car, put it in gear, started running, but it wouldn't brake. It would not stop. So I come back, I take everything off, and what I noticed was there was a big oil leak, brake fluid leak, and it was this pump right here, this cylinder. And as you guys can see, it's bad. So this thing does need to be replaced. I checked the other side, it's pretty good. This thing looks like it was functioning fine. It's just that I guess it was just something was loose or whatever, so needs to be changed. I'm going to go ahead and replace this with the new one. One big thing with these G-bodies with this style was, and I'll show you guys, taking this thing off is a pain. And what I noticed was, looking back here, right there, I went ahead and took the fluid line off. Let me get some light in here, you guys can see. So I went ahead and took the fluid line off, but that clamp there are no bolts that hold on to that cylinder. It's just a clamp. And I'll show you guys how to take that off and put the replacement brake cylinder in there. So there's a little trick to it. So we'll go ahead and get started on that and take off this old one and put a new one in. Alright guys, so we're down here below the El Camino, and you guys are looking at the back side of the brake shoe, I guess, or the brake drum, the back plate, and we have the brake line already out. This is the back of the brake cylinder, and we need to take this off. Now this clip is the main problem here. It's very hard to take off. This actually wedges inside of that little cut that's there, goes in, and it's a double-sided clip. One's on this side, one clip's on this side, but you just have to take off one of the sides and you should be good. So what I did was I took this pointy piece of metal that I made. It was a screwdriver at first, it's a broken one, so I kind of wedged it right in there. If I can see and show you guys, right there, and I kind of hammered it in, and that made it come out of its place. Now I'm seeing that it's pretty loose and it's actually moving around, so it's not going back in there. Next thing I did, or I'm going to do, is hook this, the nice and tough hook in there. These I use mostly for taking off panels or anything, or clips. So I'll take this and I'll put it right there, and I'll just kind of move it out. See how it comes out? Just like that. So put it in there nice, and then by going from the other side, hopefully I can get this thing out for you guys, and we'll try to get it out. Alright guys, so you guys saw that the clamp came off, and it was a little bit of struggle, but that 90-degree hook device that I used, it worked pretty good. So let me get this thing out of here and we can install the new one. There goes that bad one there. It's leaking oil there, so we're gonna go ahead and get a new one and install that one, and we'll do that next. Alright guys, so let me show you guys quickly what I did. The cylinder sat just like so, where the brake backing was, the back wall, and this thing is a clip that sits just like this. So if you're looking at it from the back, this thing sits just like that, and it's really tough to get off. So what I did, as you can see, this side is completely bent. I took this thing that I made from an old screwdriver, I hooked it in there, and don't worry, one of these clips will come with the new cylinder, so it really doesn't matter if you damage it. So I went in and I started bending this thing, this side, as much as possible, while the other one was still lodged in there, still holding on. So once I got this thing out of the little room that's there, the little wedge, what I did was I took the 90-degree tough hook and I kind of pried it in there, and I started going this way and just prying all which way possible. Once I got this thing bent, I could hear it moving and I could see it, you know, popping up. So what I did was I go on the other side, as you guys saw in the video, and I just hooked it on this side, and I just basically hooked it off just like that, and it came off. And you know, this is how you take it off. Some of the people online, they were having a lot of trouble, you know, taking this off. I mean, you know, putting it back on, that's going to be another story once I get to that point. But taking it off, you know, it's a lot simpler with, especially with this hook. I don't even think I needed to use this, but I kind of thought about this towards the end, and it came in handy. So that's how you take it off. Now the next step, get a new one of these and install it. Alright everyone, so I finally got this brake cylinder in there. Now it was a challenge because the design that they had was, this is the old one. I'm going to show you guys how I did it. I kind of had to cut a piece of pipe just like that to actually fit through there, and I cut it here too so I can adjust the how big and how little the cylinder can be. So cut the pipe there about 2 inches and then cut it again. That way I can pull it out once I'm done. So this clip basically sits just like that, and I had to push that clip in, and it's really hard, especially with the new one. It was a lot tougher. So the reason I have it showing this way, so you guys can see what I exactly did, I had that done, and then I had this pipe go over it. So this basically sits like that through the hole. From the back side, that went on, and then this went on. Now, to press this in place going this way, this is what I used. These two clamps. I simply just put the clamp around one side and I tightened it to the hub, and then the other clamp went around the other side and I tightened it with the hub. And I would go one click on this side and then one click on this side. So it went a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. And I didn't even see it happening, but these little clamps, it clamped right on there because I went little by little, and I heard the 2 clicks and that thing clicked right in place. So it's not moving, it's not going anywhere. I already put the brake line back in, and let me see if I can show you guys that. It's a little wheel cylinder. or brake cylinder, I should say. So now next thing, we're gonna put the other components of the brakes on this side, and from there we're gonna put the wheel back on, and I'm gonna go ahead and bleed the whole system, the brake system. I want to break all the brake lines, bleed them, and put new fluid in there, brake fluid. So it's gonna be next. Alright guys, so I got the rear brake cylinder all done. Put the tire back on, drop the car back down, and I'm just gonna start it up, warm it up a little bit, and I'll take it around the block for a little drive, see how it feels, and I'll let you guys know if it worked out or not, or if it locks up again. So let's go for a ride. So just got back from a little drive around the block. It drove pretty good, nice and smooth. The brake was smooth. I heard a little bit of rubbing, but that's because I had the shoes off and everything. And I did clean the drum very good with some brake cleaner. So it could be because of that. I mean, some rubbing. But it should smooth out, I mean, after a couple of more drives. But all in all, the brake, went pretty good, and the cylinder that I changed is working. So later on, I'm pretty sure I'm going to bleed the whole system out and put fresh fluid throughout the whole system. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a video on that too. So for this one, we're all done, and El Camino is back on the road. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.